Live stream is on.
Okay, guys, good morning. Welcome to Basic. I think I got on maybe a minute early. I'm going to wait a little bit, but we are going to work on pictographs today, kind of continue working on graphs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started, you guys. So what I want us to look at, once again, whenever we have a graph or a chart, we want to look at the title. And this one would be about lightning strikes. It's going to usually be at the top. So if we look up here, it says lightning strikes in towns during a recent storm. Okay, so we look, and then we see we have 5 different towns. We have little town, big town, small town, large town, and Carlton. And then we see each one of these little, I tried to do a lightning bolt, and I apologize. You can see I'm not very artistic, but each lightning strike in this picture graph is going to equal 3. Okay, it's not always 1 for 1. In this case, each one of these symbols is going to equal 3 lightning strikes. Okay, so what we have here, we have a little chart or graph that's talking about lightning strikes during a recent storm. We know we have 5 towns that got lightning strikes, and each one of these little lightning bolts equals 3 lightning strikes. Okay, so the first question was, which town had the most lightning strikes and how many? Okay, so we're going to go to the graph, and it looks like, in this case, it looks like Big Town has the most. So if we just basically see that Littleton, we'll just count these. Little Town had 5. Big Town had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Small Town had 5. Large Town had 5. And Carlton had 3. So we know Big Town had the most. So that'd be the first part. If we answer this, Big Town. And how many do they have? Now remember, each one of these bolts equals 3 lightning strikes. So if Big Town has 7 of these symbols, 7 times 3 is going to be 21 lightning strikes. Okay, so the next question would be, which town had the fewest and how many? So we'll go back up to the graph, and judging by our numbers, Castleton had the fewest. They have 3 symbols. Remember, each symbol equals 3, so Carlton had 9. So they had the least. It would be Carltown. and they would have 9. Okay. Next question. How many lightning strikes were there together in all towns? Okay. So we're going to go back up to our graph here. And we have 5, 7, that's 12, 17, 22, and 25. So all these add up to 25. Remember, each symbol represents 3. So even though there's 25 symbols, each symbol is going to represent 3 lightning strikes. So if there's 25 symbols times 3, that's going to be 75. Okay, because you have to look at the symbols. So that's going to be, 75. Okay. So how many more lightning strikes were there in Big Town than in Carlton? So on this, we're going to compare Big Town to Carlton. So we'll go back up to this graph. So Big Town had 7, which 7 symbols, so that means there's 21. In Carlton had 3, which is 9. So it's going to be 21 minus 9. So Big Town had 12 more lightning strikes. So the last one would be 12 more. Okay. And the last one, it says another town, Johnston had had 15 lightning strikes. So which towns in this picture graph had 15? So what we know, we're going to look for ones that have 5 symbols, because we know each symbol equals 3. So we're going to know that Littleton had 15, Small Town had 15, and Large Town had 15. So Littleton, Small Town, Carlton all have 5 symbols. Each symbol represents 3, so those 3 also had 15. So you would just answer that: Little Town, Small Town, and Carlton. Okay. So you guys, the biggest thing, once again, when we look at the graph, we want to make sure we look at the title up here, so we know lightning strikes in 5 towns during a recent storm. And then at the bottom sometimes is the key. And it's important you remember that this symbol here, that equals 3. So just because you see 5 lightning bolts here, don't get confused and think Littleton only had 5. There's 5 symbols, but each symbol represents 3 lightning strikes. Okay? So you want to make sure you look down at the bottom to the key and see what that symbol in a pictograph represents. Because it's not always going to represent 1. Sometimes it might, but you want to make sure you check down below here to see what that symbol represents. Okay. I will post another one of these pictographs for you guys to work on. Tomorrow we're not going to have live class. Wednesday will be basic, and then I want to let you guys know I'm going to be on vacation for 2 weeks. I won't be back until after Labor Day, so there'll probably just be stuff posted for basic. But if you need any tutoring, any help, Melody and Keishla will be here. You can call or email them if you have any questions. But most of the work will just be posted. And then we come back after Labor Day. We'll probably finish up graphs and then probably move back to like fractions and decimals, beginning of basic. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.